Hello everyone, my name is Katarzyna.
And my name is Maja, and today we have a presentation for you called The Sound of Storytelling, How Music Shapes Movies and Series. Our presentation will be divided into three parts: recognition, nostalgia, and effect. Then we will move on to narrative depth, and we will finish with overall quality. Before we start, I have a couple of questions for you. Can you imagine a movie or a show without music? Why do you hear famous pop hits in so many movie trailers nowadays? Have you ever wondered in what way song choice adds to the interpretation of a scene or the overall viewing experience? Today, apart from trying to answer these questions, we will explain the role of music in shaping movies and TV shows and how it influences our perception of a medium. Young children will immediately leap to the television screen as soon as they hear the theme song from the popular cartoon Bluey. Most people born in the 1990s and early 2000s, upon hearing the first few notes of Hedwig's theme, will immediately associate it with the Harry Potter franchise. Millennials will spot the Cheerful Friends intro from the guitar solo just as fast, and the list goes on and on. These pieces have become recognition markers that instantly trigger memories and associations with the content they represent. They've transcended their original context and become part of our collective cultural identity, evoking nostalgia, shared experiences, and emotional connections with audiences long after the original media has aired. It is impossible to imagine the classic favorites without their iconic soundtracks. They constitute an important part of these visual texts, managing to evoke emotions even when they are watched for the 100th time. Childhood nostalgia, or nostalgia in general, is certainly a significant factor behind our responses too. After all, we are cultural beings, and our cultural repertoire is shaped by past visual texts and experiences, and in turn continues to shape how we interpret, feel, and connect with the media we encounter. So, it is undeniable that music is meaningful to us and carries effective meaning, both on its own and especially when used in film or TV series. This is also linked to music conventions, practices, norms, and techniques used in the creation and performance of music that help communicate emotions, themes, and narrative structures, as stated by Becky Barr. Consider horror movies. Unsettling intervals, low frequency rumblings, and sudden dynamic shifts are deliberately chosen to evoke fear and tension. These musical elements heighten the viewer's emotional response and significantly impact the overall experience of the movie. They may even become iconic, instantly recognizable sounds, just as this one from the movie Halloween. In her article about narrative film music, Claudia Gorbman states, "Any music will do something, but the coincidence in time of music and scene creates different effects according to the dynamics and structure of the music. That's why thoughtful music choices are so crucial. They set the mood of the scene, influence our emotions, and prepare us for what we may expect. In a way, music is also the director's attempt at revealing the work's character to the viewer. If we listen to the main theme from Pirates of the Caribbean, we may expect that the creators of the movie are inviting us on an epic adventure. This is because the composer used exotic world instruments, energetic tempo, and heroic melody that altogether bring out the feeling of excitement and anticipation in the viewer. A similar phenomena can be observed in the song called Circle of Life and the opening scene of The Lion King. The track symbolizes the cyclical nature of life, one of the themes in the movie, and begins with a few verses in Zulu language, since the movie is set in the African savannah. Music is just as important in movies as it is in TV shows and web series. Let's go back to the example of Friends' theme song, which, as it is with numerous other sitcoms, is the signature of the show. The theme song is a particularly important piece of music in TV series. It is one of the hallmark features of a series and thus a factor in audience recognition. It is also a means of setting the general tone of a series, of introducing its characters, or of underlining its central themes. I'll Be There For You, a song performed by the Rembrandts, underlines the importance of friendship, reminding us that no matter what happens, our friends will be there to support us, through thick and thin. It mirrors the plot of Friends, where over the course of 10 seasons we observe a group of friends as they change jobs, go through breakups, quarrels, marriages, as they move houses, struggle with money, or travel around the world. The only thing that stays the same throughout the whole show is the affection and love these 6 friends share for one another, which is emphasized by the theme song we hear at the beginning of every episode. We can feel the warmth of the show radiating from the screen as soon as we click play.
Now let's move to the second part of the presentation, which is narrative depth. Apart from invoking particular emotions in the audience and being a hallmark of a show, music can also be used as a narrative tool alongside the visual elements. It may deepen our understanding of the plot or characters by tackling our auditory system. Most feature films relegate music to the viewer's sensory background, that gray area of secondary perception, least susceptible to rigorous judgment and most susceptible to affective manipulation. Instead of analyzing the movie or TV show based on what we see, music forces us to establish an opinion based on the feelings accompanying us while watching. A great example of this is the soundtrack of Euphoria. In this 2019 web series produced by A24 Television, the British songwriter, Labyrinth, composed the musical score. Cat's Denial, McKay and Casey, or Bruise I'm Tired, are just some of the tracks created by the artist. An important narrative tool in scenes dedicated to specific characters. These tracks allow viewers to understand their stories better. For example, during the montage of one of the characters, Nate Jacobs' transition from a child into a teenager, the show's narrator tells the story of his early life while Nate growing up plays in the background.
12, he had adopted a rigid diet and workout schedule. Within a year, his body fat dropped from 23% to 6%.
Put the money on it.
He joined the football team as a freshman and quickly excelled. By the year's end, he was not only the starting quarterback, but the team captain.
Let's fucking go!
The music begins as an electronic piece, accompanied by angry screams and combined with the narrator's description. It reflects Nate's constant inner turmoil and rage. As the tone shifts to an acoustic, sad one, we see that Nate also carries a lot of pain. Questionable family dynamics, traumatic upbringing, and the pressure to fit into social standards are the reasons why Nate is troubled by an internal conflict between maintaining the image of a real man and understanding who he really is. This is delivered to us not only by dialogue and visual representation, but also through music. And the final part, overall quality. Like we mentioned in the beginning, many movie trailers now feature songs that have gained their popularity due to social media, such as TikTok. Take Bugonia, directed by Yorgos Lanthimos, which is accompanied by Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe. Or It Ends With Us, an adaptation of Colin Hoover's novel, where Taylor Swift's song layers in the background. Even though these songs may be a good marketing trick, a question arises. What do they tell us about the quality of the movie? We can easily examine whether a particular song fits in with other elements of a movie, such as plot or mood, by hypothesizing. If we swapped the pop hit in the Bugonia trailer for a jazzy instrumental piece, our expectations of the movie would certainly change. This is related to what we have talked about before, the emotional impact of music and music conventions. Another good example in which music captures the essence of the show is House of Guinness. The soundtrack represents the rich heritage of Irish culture. It blends traditional Irish melodies with modern songs. The music is not just the background, but a character in its own. It creates a rebellious energy that mirrors the story of the Guinness heir, featuring artists like Kneecap and Fontaines DC. By adding popular modern songs to the show, the family's struggles feel more alive, urgent, and emotional. On the contrary, the TV show The Summer I Turned Pretty uses popular songs excessively. The story is curated for emotional impact, but it leans so heavily on mainstream pop, particularly on Taylor Swift, that it feels less like a thoughtful music process and more like a shortcut to sentiment. The song choices undermine the original concept of the show, turning it from what's supposed to be a heartwarming, although complicated love story into a simplified romance lacking depth and creativity. In recent years, fewer movie and TV show directors/producers are willing to take creative risks with original soundtracks, and are hesitant in hiring composers or indie bands to make them. Instead, they're selecting the instant recognition and emotional shorthand of mainstream pop hits. Pop songs can draw viewers with the familiar hooks, but they may flatten a project's musical identity. Emotional scenes resemble extended music videos, rather than have artistic cohesiveness. The shift away from composers or new artists not only limits the sonic diversity, but also undermines the power to deepen a character, tone, and atmosphere. This results in many soundtracks feeling more like playlists designed to go viral than purposeful artistic decisions to tell a story.
So to sum up, we hope that we managed to prove how crucial music is in film and television. By presenting examples of popular media, we showed how it influences our emotions in various ways, deepens our understanding of the plot or characters, and makes the experience more compelling, since it tackles both our auditory and visual systems. And for those of us who are into English studies, music adds a whole new dimension to how we understand the story. It's more than just background noise. It's a key part of the emotional landscape, revealing deeper layers of meaning and feeling that go beyond just the dialogue and visuals. So next time you watch a movie or a TV show, pay attention to what you can hear. And it's not just background noise. It's a powerful storytelling tool. Here are the sources that we've used if you want to check them out. And thank you guys for listening to us.
Thank you so much.